Our first world tour and map download are fast approaching, my friends. So up until then, I think the time has come for us to start tying some loose ends. The first thing I want to get done today is I want to finish off laying down a layer of grass covering the entirety of the Seatropolis area. Heading over to a plains biome seems like a pretty good way of getting a lot of grass very, very quickly. So let's just land ourselves right here, and let's go to town on the grass. And while we're doing so, it gives me an opportunity to say hello, welcome back to the Let's Play. It's Python here, of course, and a massive thank you, as always, for all of your incredible support throughout this series and channel lately. I really appreciate it. Now, real quick, I wanted to have a bit of a chat with you guys about the first world tour and map download, more specifically, the map download side of things. Normally, what I'm able to do is prune a whole bunch of the explored, but not built-in chunks, so I could reduce the map download size, so for any of you guys who don't have that great of an internet connection, it won't take you, like, millions of years to download the world. My problem at this particular moment in time is I'm in 26.3 Snapshot 7, and unfortunately, there is a pretty nasty bug in this particular snapshot, in that you get corrupt chunks, and as a result, they don't really show up on MCA Selector, the program I use to prune chunks. They just don't show up on there at all. They show up as corrupt chunks that you can't really delete. And yes, I have already tried it. By deleting those corrupt chunks, what comes back in their place is rather concerning. To better explain what's been going on with this snapshot, I might just duplicate this world and try pruning the chunks anyway, so I could more visually show you what's going on. So just to quickly show you a little bit of the behind-the-scenes technical stuff I do in preparation for my map downloads, this is MCA Selector, the program I use to delete / prune explored but not built in chunks. Now what would normally happen is we'd have the world showing as normal. Unfortunately though, with 26.3 Snapshot 7, the chunks get corrupted. The normal looking areas on the world here are where I haven't re-explored in 26.3 Snapshot 7, therefore the chunks haven't updated yet. But all of these red areas, including my base area, which is somewhere around this area here, yeah, it's not looking good, is it? And down here is where that massive mountainous area was, which we found several episodes back with the second mansion we raided. So what I've done here is I've highlighted a whole bunch of the chunks that surround the main base area in our world, and we're going to do Control D to delete those chunks. I'm now in the duplicate version of my Let's Play world, and what is going to happen when we get back to base? Well, look at it. Yeah, to say that this looks a bit skew-if is understatement of the century. Look at it. Oh my goodness me, if we just pop down into the water here. Yeah. Some pretty bad chunk errors going on here, huh? And even if we go underneath what appears to be an obsidian bed, go way down to the bottom. Look at that, there's no bedrock at the bottom. It's just lava. Ugh, no way. How about that for timing? They've literally just dropped Snapshot 8. Okay, have they fixed this bug? Oh, it's actually right down at the bottom here. Chunk generation can corrupt on worlds upgraded from previous versions. That sounds very much like what we just experienced. Another little bit behind the scenes here. This is how I back up my worlds before I update to each of the snapshots. Compress to zip file and then simply rename it to whatever episode number we're currently on. My concern now is that because I'd updated my world to Snapshot 7, thus corrupting the chunks, will Snapshot 8 uncorrupt the chunks? Or will I have to roll back to Snapshot 6 and prior? In which case I'm going to lose quite a lot of progress. Oh boy. Okay, I'm going to have to really hope that the chunks are uncorrupted. Oh god, please let that be the case. So here we go, episode 48 before Snapshot. There we are, and you can see the sheer size of the world here as well. 1.9, oh sorry, 1.8 gigabytes. That's quite big, isn't it? Alright, we're loading our world. Okay. All still seems okay at the moment, but we're not at our base area. Maybe I should temporarily head back to base, and then I'm going to try the whole pruning thing again. If it works, fantastic. Everything is perfect. If not, then there's going to be some hurdles to overcome. So I'm just flying around my main base areas at the moment, in the hopes that having these chunks loaded will sort of uncorrupt them. I guess we'll find out in just a sec. Let me just lap this mansion here real quick, and then, yeah, I'm gonna try some experimenting again. Random side note, did any of you guys notice that I renamed the sword from World Ender to Armageddon? That was actually a suggestion by you folks in the comments area, and to be fair, I feel like it's quite fitting, considering it's got fire aspect on it, and fire aspect, fire, Armageddon. It all goes perfectly hand in hand, doesn't it? Maybe we should assign the World Ender name to something else. Maybe a non-fire aspect version of this very same sword. Still showing up as red chunks on MCA selector. I guess this could be an MCA selector specific issue though. Let me go ahead and try and prune the same chunks I did before. Alright, moment of truth time. Chunks have been pruned around my base area. Let's see what happens. Taking to the skies. And then... oh, hang on. Oh! It's still happening. Uh-huh. Right. Will this mean I'll never be able to prune the chunks in this world? I've no idea. But, yeah. There we are. I guess we can get back to the normal Let's Play mode and we can continue on with what we're doing. We're just going to have to try and figure out a way past this hurdle eventually. If there is one, that is. I hope so. There we are, all back to normal. Those chunk errors were just a nightmare, my friends. Shall we get on with placing a bunch more grass at Seatropolis? I think that'd be a nice idea. Oh yeah, the good old Swift Sneak enchantment, making this task fly by quite a lot faster. Imagine how dark it's gonna get in the underbellies of Seatropolis in a bit here. Ooh. It's a good thing that no normal hostile mobs ever spawn within the confines of an ocean monument, isn't it? Well, we're well over the halfway point here with the grass placing. But yeah, look at this. There is a crazy amount of space to be doing stuff on here, isn't there, my friends? But of course, let's not forget, let's get ourselves some torches down, because hostile mobs will be able to spawn up here. Sorry to get caught up on the whole chunk error thing, but I've come up with a couple more experiments that I'd like to try. On the chunk line on the left-hand side there, you can see at the end there it says in r.-2.0.mca. That is what we call a region file. If we were to do F3 and G, bring up the chunk borders, and we pop over here, that becomes r.-2.1. Now, r.-2.1 I have not built in at all. So I'm thinking, what if I was to just try to delete some of the region files instead of going at it via MCA selector? Will that still result in some wacky terrain? Let's find out. So here we are. Let's play Minecraft chunk test. We then go to dimensions, Minecraft overworld region, and then we're looking for r.-2.1, which I believe is here. So if we try deleting this and then going into the chunk test world, let's see what happens when we load into the world now. Does it result in some weirdness? No. Okay. Right, I might have a viable compromise for the map download, in which case, deleting region files as opposed to chunks It does mean that the world size will be bigger than if I was to be able to just prune chunks as opposed to region files, but it's a good compromise, I think. So again, bring this up. R.-2.1. This is the region file we just deleted. It's regenerated and it seems entirely normal. We've actually figured something out here. Oh, that feels good. So all I need to do for world download prep now is I need to note down the region file references as per that chunk line at the very, very end there. So to keep Seatropolis, we would need to keep R.-1.0. Yeah, okay, I can do that. That should be pretty easy, actually. It's entirely possible, of course, that in the future, the MCA selector program might update and maybe that will fix things. But for now, just deleting the region file so we can sort of prune the chunks that way will be a healthy compromise. And therefore, the world size for the episode 50 map download should be a far, far more manageable size. Alrighty, my friends, just a few more strips to go here, and then the grass will have been entirely placed down, covering the underbellies of Seatropolis. And there we are. Oh my word. That, my friends, was a lot of grass. Let's just make sure this is all nicely lit up. And then what we need to do is we need to make sure we have access to the underbellies of this place. Because one of the other odd jobs we're going to be doing today is we are going to be dropping this kill chamber area. We're going to be extending this tube to down near where my nether portals are. The reason for doing that is so that the guardians get down to an even lower amount of health when they drop down to the bottom, therefore meaning I shouldn't need to slap them any more than, like, maybe one time with my sword to kill them, right? So, let's go ahead and make sure we've dug out some entry and exit points. What I'm probably going to wind up doing eventually is making, like, a giant soul sand elevator and drop shoot properly. But yeah, here we are, down in the underbellies of Seatropolis, and it's very, very dark, but as you can see, the centerpiece is really coming along nicely. I've already gone ahead and built sort of the kill chamber area. I just need to sort of get rid of the kill chamber area up there and extend the glass tubes coming all the way down here. But yeah, for now, oh my goodness me, look at the amount of space we have to work with down here. The plan eventually is to line the ceiling with prismarine slabs and maybe some sea lanterns in there as well for lighting. Of course, all of the sand here is going to be replaced with glass eventually. And then in terms of what I'm actually going to put down here, I'll be honest, I don't know just yet. Maybe we could have ourselves like a settlement or something. Wow, look at all that building space on the surface though. Look at it. It's enormous. If I'm thinking sensibly, I think the best way to go is to prioritize getting the other 3 Guardian spawn areas set up. Maybe not necessarily the tower builds, but certainly the spawn areas and tubes, therefore effectively quadrupling the spawn rate of the Guardians. Or at least that's the hope anyway, because yeah, having only one 6x6 tall Guardian spawn area, it's got its limitations spawn rates wise, so getting the other 3 going would be, I think, a good idea. But that, my friends, is something that will probably be done after the first map download. For now, though, I've got this thing in passive mode, so we're getting a constant supply of fish and prismarine-related resources. So, let's get on with extending the kill chamber tube next. The best way for us to do this safely is probably to block off the tunnel up top here so we don't keep getting guardians drop down on us. Here we go, do a little bit of this, do a little bit of block off action, and then yeah, we'll come back here a little bit later to allow these guys to drop again. Alrighty, my friends, it's time to extend the drop tube. Right, just gonna fly our way down here, pick up all of the various bits and bobs that dropped when I chopped up the chests. And now to get the functional kill chamber up and running again. Where's my campfires? There they are. Blimey, looks like there's a right traffic jam forming up there. Look at the state of that. Anyway, let's go and get the rest of this tube glass place down. And then we should be fine to get ourselves up top and unblock that traffic jam. Oh boy, this definitely isn't going to be a dangerous job at all, is it? Alright, let's just do it. There's only one way to rip off a band-aid here, my friends, and that's to just kind of... do it! Block that off and we're all fine. Yeah! Right, now, when we drop down... yeah, look at all these dudes! Very good. So, yep, they're dropping down, taking a ton of damage now, and looks like it only takes 1, maybe 2 ticks at most with the soul campfire damage to kill these guys. Look at that! Oh my goodness me. We have just made this thing so much faster. It's unbelievable. Now, I would go ahead and try it in manual mode, but unfortunately, my lawnmower is on the cusp of dying. So, we should probably go sort that out real quick. 1 fresh diamond shovel, a damaged anvil. Can I still repair this? Yes, I can. The lawnmower is back in action. So, let's shovel the campfires, putting them out, and now we're just gonna play the waiting game. Looks like we've got our first victim in here. Will it only require 1 sword strike now? Yes, it does. It only takes 1. Nice. Love that. Alrighty, my friends. To finish off today's episode, I think what I'd like to do is just a little bit of prep work for something we're going to be doing in the next episode, which I may or may not have slightly spoiled an episode or 2 ago. I am, of course, talking about an iron farm. We have 3 villages ready to be transported. Although, actually saying that, I've got 2 villagers and 1 villager zombie ready to be transported over to Cetropolis. And then once that is all done and dusted, all we need to do is to get ourselves a zombie in a boat. And of course, make sure it's covered over so it doesn't die in the daylight. I tell you what, we might as well cure that villager zombie, right? There's no reason not to. And now we just need ourselves a leash. What's the chances of being able to get this guy in a boat? Let's have ourselves a bit of a look. Go on, villager. Get yourself in there. You know you want to. Oh, there you go. Oh, man, being able to leash boats along is such a cool mechanic. Can you believe that there were times when you weren't able to leash villagers in boats? Those were the dark times, my friends. Anyway, yeah, we go up on this hill, and then we plop ourselves down into the lake. What is going on? Why have you done this to me? Do a little bit of that, and you get back in the boat there, Sonny Jimbo. Is that the sun going down behind me? I think it is. In which case, might it be an idea to just get rid of some of the torches temporarily at the Cetropolis grass area? And see if we can't get ourselves a zombie to spawn in there? It'll probably be the easiest way to go, right? Anyway, here we go. Get yourself on the land there, buddy. Excellent. And now, what I want to try and do is just get this guy enclosed. Here we are. Nice and easy. Oh, get out of town. They spawned in super easy. And we've got one here that's in full armor, which is perfect. Because he won't burn up in the daylight. Not for a while, anyway. So, yeah, you get yourself in the boat there, buddy. I'm going to bring you over to where we are eventually going to be making the iron farm, which is right here. And then, yeah, similar to the villager, we're just going to sort of enclose him. There we are. Torches restored. Right, let's go get the other 2 villagers, shall we? Flash potion of weakness. Gold apple. And leash. Villager number 2 secured. Now that, my friends, is quite the fan club. There's a villager zombie in there, though, and I'd very much like to try and preserve him, if at all possible. Hey! No spear, guys. No. I think for now, we're just going to have to put the villager in here. Ow! and just sort of deal with the nasty neighbours. Oh my gosh, these guys are relentless. Come on in, Mr. Nitwit. As much as you don't have a profession, and I'm not able to trade with you, you will still have some use. And that is just being in a perpetual state of panic and therefore spawning iron golems for me. I mean, no, that's not bad. And there we go. Blocked in. Love it. Right, next episode. Iron Farm. So look forward to that, my friends. For now, though, it is time to wrap up today's episode. Apologies for it being a bit of a wishy-washy, all-over-the-place episode. I know that showing the technical ins and outs of how I run my series behind the scenes might not be the most interesting stuff to watch, but I'm hoping that some of you folks might have learned something from it nonetheless. If you have enjoyed this episode, though, a like rating would go a very, very long way. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on my future Minecraft content, and if you want some more Minecraft, check out the playlist on screen. There's plenty more episodes from this world for you to catch up on. For now, though, have a great rest of your day.